feels like rendezvous. You know what to do. Keep your love for me only. I get high on you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so first things first, I did cut my hair. It's like a super rainy, dreary, like it's been like a pouring, humid day, so the curl's not holding, but I literally cut my hair in a whim. I was like getting ready, and I was like looking at my hair, and it was just so dead at the end, so I was like, you know what? Let's just cut it. And I've wanted to try this hairstyle for so long. Like I always thought it was such a cute hairstyle, but I never like had the balls to do it. And then I was like looking at my hair and I was like, you know what? It's not, these extra 3 inches, it's not doing anything for me. It's just dead and like stringy. So why not cut it off? So I ended up cutting it. My hair was like down to here before. So I cut a good amount. I also cut my clip-ins, but I'll talk about that more in the vlog. That's not why we're here. Today I am filming the advice video finally. It's been a couple of months since I filmed the last one. You guys seem to like it. This one I'm doing just by myself. The last one I filmed with Henrik. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it in the comment section down below. But I created an entire email account for you guys to send me advice questions on, which I'll also have in the description bar down below if you want to send them in to have your question possibly answered for the next video, which I promise won't take so long to film. Sorry if I'm playing with my hair. I'm still getting used to it. I'm like, what? Who is she? Who am I? But I like it. It's cute. Anyways, so yeah, so I'm gonna be answering your questions. I have my laptop right here because my phone is dead. I'm in my bedroom. We're comfortable. We're having girl talk. This is like, you're hanging out with me. We're hanging out. We're best friends. Obviously, I can't get to everyone's question today, but you guys sent in so many. So thank you so much for participating in this. I have not pre-read the questions. I'm just gonna open one randomly and read it to you guys. Okay. I would like to be anonymous. Hey Gabriella, I am 25 years old and my boyfriend, also 25, will be celebrating our fifth year anniversary this year. We've lived together for almost 3 years now. The problem is that I'm scared he won't commit and that I'm wasting my time. Every time I bring up marriage, he says, I'm going to marry you one day, and we are practically already married. He knows how badly I want to sign a commitment other than the fact that we live together. There's part of me that feels like he's giving me false hope. What do I do? End an almost 5-year relationship or keep hoping he really does commit one day? Thanks, I love you and your channel. I love you too. So that's so difficult. I understand though, because like I obviously want a commitment too, and I totally relate to you. Like you feel like you've been together with this person for so long, either they want to marry you or they don't, and I totally get that. But it sounds like he does want to marry you. He's saying that he will marry you one day. You guys are practically married. I would say, like, have you sat down and like actually talked to him? Like, these are my goals. Like, I really want to get married. I want to have my family there. Like, I love you so much. You're the only one I want to be with. You know, we've been together for a long time. This feels like it'd be the right step, the right next step for our relationship. So I would just say, sit down with him, have an honest conversation, let him know how you're feeling, how you feel like this is the appropriate next step for your relationship. I agree with you. I totally feel like that's the next step. You guys have been living together for 3 years. You've been together for 5 years. Like, that just seems like the next step. And if he's not ready for marriage, then I think that it's time to maybe think about like what you want to do, if you can wait or how much longer you can wait. I mean, giving an ultimatum is never like a good thing, because I know if I were to give my boyfriend an ultimatum, he would probably just be like, fuck you, because I'm giving him an ultimatum, you know? But just have a conversation. Sometimes men are like oblivious. I mean, it's, I hate to say that, but they really are. Like, they don't realize how serious you are, or, you know, they just don't realize like how much time has gone by, what the next step is. So I would say just sit down and talk to him. I feel like I've gone around in circles, but yeah, I hope that answered your question. The next one says, hello Gabriella, I love watching your video every morning. You're such an inspiration to me. You make me feel confident in myself and love myself. I wish I had the relationship that you have with Henry. First of all, I love you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I need help in the love department. I've been talking to this guy for about 2 months now, and he lives in San Francisco and I live in Santa Paula, California. We met on Tinder and started talking on Google Hangout. He's a veterinarian in the Army. He's so cute and cares a lot for me, and he sees a future with me, and we want kids someday. I asked him to video chat and he said, yeah, I would love to. I want to hear your voice. So I told him, let's do it, but he said he needs a calling card to do that because he's in the Army. I need help to know what I should do because I do have my doubts about him, but then I don't want to lose him. So what should I do? Follow my heart or move on? Thank you so much. I love you guys. Alexis Marie Vasquez. P.S. You can say my name in your video. I'm okay with that. Okay. So it sounds like you haven't met him yet, which can be difficult. Having a long distance relationship is always hard, especially if you have never met the person. I've never been in that situation. Like, I've never talked to somebody and then never met them, or like haven't met them yet and started dating. So I think that's gotta be hard because, first of all, I don't know if you've never video chatted with him, but how do you know that you're talking to the right guy? Like, that's what I would be thinking. Like, is this guy catfishing me? Or have you guys video chatted in the past and now he's saying he needs a calling card? I don't know, but if you've never video chatted with him before and he's telling you that he needs a calling card, I would want him to prove that it's him, either by like, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but like have him write your name on a piece of paper and then take a picture and send it to you, or do something like that, because that's fishy to me. Because you can pretend to be anybody you want online. It's not hard. So people have taken my pictures before and pretended to be me. Like, it's not that hard to do that. Obviously, there's a whole show on it on Catfish, but I think you guys may also be moving really quickly. You guys said that you've only been together for 2 months, or you've been talking to this guy for 2 months, and you're talking about marriage and kids and that he has a future with you. So I think maybe you should just slow down a little bit and just like take it for what it is right now, and just continue to like get to know the person and feel them out and make sure that they're who they say they are. Because there's nothing worse than like falling in love with somebody and then a couple months, or even like it could go on for like a couple years, and then you meet up with this person and they're not who they say they are, and it's just crazy. So I would definitely suggest you make sure that you're talking to the right person, as in they are who they say they are, and then go from there. I understand that feeling of like you don't want to lose them and you don't know if you should follow your heart and move on. As I said, I think you should definitely find out if they are who they say they are and then make that decision. But that's difficult. I love you so much. Thank you for sending in your question. Okay. This one says that they would like to remain anonymous. Okay. It says, Dear Gabriella, I would like to remain anonymous. My husband and I have been married for almost 3 years now. We both got married pretty young. 2 years ago, my husband started this job that has him extremely stressed out all the time. When we first started the job, he was going out a lot with his work friends and drinking and coming home late. Before he started that job, he didn't go out and drink and stay out all night. As time began to pass, I noticed that he would be talking about a particular female coworker a lot, and she would text him outside of work. One night, I saw that he got a text message from her, and it had heart emojis. And I asked him to see his phone, but he got extremely defensive about it. Extremely is in like capital. He was so upset, I really thought that he was cheating on me with her. After that, I asked him to go to marriage counseling, and we went. I was thinking things were getting better, but we have something to a place where I feel like we are worse than before. I had several things that made me think he's cheating. Last year, I went to visit a friend of mine for a few days, and when I came back to take a shower, I saw hair in the shower that I knew wasn't mine or his, and we haven't had any visitors. Recently, I decided to look at his Apple Watch, and I saw that he was texting his coworker who I have suspicions about. When I went through the text messages, he was saying sorry to her and he loved her. He said he was drunk in the text messages. He hasn't really apologized for it. I practically told him to, and when he did, it wasn't sincere. I feel so disrespected because I asked him to delete her and all social media and her phone number. He blocked her number in front of my face, but yet he went behind my back and unblocked her and texted her. Do you have any advice on how I can get some real answers from him? I am not sure I should fight for my marriage anymore or not. Please help. Sincerely, Mrs. Broken Heart. Sincerely, Mrs. Broken Heart. P.S. I love your videos and thank you for starting this segment on your channel. Okay, so first let me say I'm so sorry you're dealing with this. But my gut instinct after reading this is that he's clearly cheating. I don't know. The fact that you found heart emojis, you found a drunk text of him telling her that he loves her, you saw him block her in front of your face, but then he went behind your back, unblocked her, and texted her. that tells me that there's feelings involved. Because if somebody was just innocently texting their coworker, they wouldn't be so defensive, number one, and number two, they wouldn't be going behind your back to text them again after you already asked him not to and to block her. So I would definitely say that he either did cheat with her or is thinking about it, or not. I'm not saying he necessarily had sex with her, but I definitely would say that he has feelings for her or has some kind of connection with her beyond a friendship, because you being his wife, if you ask him to do something and you've explained your concerns and you guys have gone to marriage counseling and all of that, and he's still not respecting you as far as not talking to this woman, well, if he wasn't doing anything with her and it was like a platonic friendship, he would just stop. Like, he would just stop. So as far as like you wondering if he has cheated on you or anything like that, I would say that your suspicions might be correct. Going based off what you told me about the hair and everything like that, my personal opinion would say yes, he's cheated. Now, if you want to fight for your marriage or not, that's on you. That's if you can get past that. He needs to, this is what I feel like he would need to fess up to what he's done. Whether that be cheating or even just talking to this woman after you've asked him not to. I personally would need him to fess up to what he's done, and then you guys can try to like figure your relationship out and see if you can trust him again, and, you know, build up from there, and maybe go to counseling again, and with like a clean slate, everything's on the table, you know. But I'm really sorry you're going through that. That's awful. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. The next one says, keep me anonymous, please. My parents make me feel like garbage. I don't know if they do it intentionally or not. I moved back home to help them financially and with things around the house as they are disabled. My older siblings did not want to, as they are married, and I am not. It's just me and my son. They treat my siblings like royalty, but I get treated so differently. I've always felt this way. Yes, I suffer from anxiety and depression. For example, they know about my depression, etc. It's held me back from a lot in my life. I won't go into details. I don't want to trigger anyone, but I know people with this understand where I'm coming from. Okay, now my sister recently found out she has lupus, and they make a big deal about it, saying poor her, poor their daughter, telling everyone. But when it comes to me, nothing. Another example, and this is the way it always has been, and this is the way it always happens, unless it's a holiday. My sister or brother will come over to visit, and my parents go above and beyond for them. Last visit, my mom goes and buys pizza. They all ate as I sat in the living room. She did not even offer me anything until after everyone ate, as my mom was putting leftovers away, and she will be like, oh, did you want a slice? It's stuff like that. It makes me feel like I am an afterthought or a last priority. It makes me feel like I am unwanted or a burden to everyone. I don't know. Maybe I'm sensitive. Am I overreacting? Question mark. I see others' relationships with their parents, even more so my mom, and I so wish I had that. I can't even talk to my mom. P.S. Yes, I still struggle with depression and such, but I've come a long way. I'm a lot better than I was, and I can function normally. It's just those days like that bring those monsters in my head back. Sorry if this was long, and I don't know if I will even send this. I just needed an opinion from someone else's point of view. Wow. First of all, I'm sorry you feel that way, and as somebody who personally suffers from anxiety, I totally understand that feeling of like not being good enough, or am I being a burden to somebody? I totally understand that. It sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like your family is just, it doesn't sound like they're treating you the way you deserve to be treated, number one. And if you move back to financially help them out, I feel like they should show some gratitude a little bit, and, you know, show love and care and normal emotions that a parent should treat their child with. It sounds like it's just like an unhealthy environment for you to be in, and if you can get out of it, I know you said you moved back to help them financially as they're disabled, but since you have depression, and I don't know if this triggers you or not, but it sounds like it does, it may not just be the right situation for you to be in. Maybe you guys, you and your sibling, you can talk to your siblings, and maybe you guys can hire somebody to come in and help them a couple times a week, or whatever it may be, with the fact that they're disabled. Or you guys, all of you, like you and your siblings, can chip in financially and, you know, buy their groceries or do whatever they may need. Help them with a little bit of their bills together as a family, instead of just it all being on you when you're not being treated properly. That's awful. That's so terrible. My heart goes out to you, because that's so awful to put yourself in a situation like that when you're trying to do the best thing for your family, you're trying to help somebody out, and it's just not, you're not being treated right. So I'm so sorry you're going through that. I hope it gets better for you. Okay, this next one says, you can call me Brie. I love your channel. You and Henrik are such a beautiful couple. Thank you. You have a man who loves you so much, and that makes me so happy, and you are also drop dead fucking gorgeous. Thank you so much. Anyway, I'm 25 years old. I am married, and I have a child with my husband. I've been with him for 8 years, married for 3, and our child is 5. So anyways, I have in the last year had weight loss surgery due to my own insecurities, but also due to my husband telling me in an argument that I'm a fat ass bitch who needs gastric bypass. Girl. That stuck with me for years, and I finally had the surgery done. Mind you, my husband is fat as well, and he could also use a surgery, but that's another story. Now that I'm losing weight and leading a healthier lifestyle, he seems like kind of jealous. He often makes smart remarks like, since you have that surgery, you think you're hot shit. I forgot to mention, I've struggled with my weight since forever. Having a child on top of being fat was hard. I had complications and had to have an emergency C-section. I've dieted and even become vegetarian and still could not lose the weight. After having tests ran on me, turns out I had a thyroid issue and was also diagnosed with PCOS, which explained why I could not lose weight naturally. Anywho, I really feel like I want a divorce. There is no way I can see this marriage working now, as he claims he wants to lose weight with me, but he still eats burgers 4 times a week and has beer every day. Not to mention he has a weed addiction on top of all the verbal abuse. Do you think this marriage could work, or should I just hang it up? Thanks for reading my email. Love, Brie. I don't even know, like, do you still love him? Like, do you have any feelings towards him? I mean, I don't like what he's telling you. That's so wrong that he called you fat, that he called you a fat ass bitch. Like, who the fuck is he to call you a fat ass bitch? What? Like, what? I hate that so much, because you're supposed to feel safe. Like, your partner is supposed to be your partner. You're supposed to feel safe with them. Like, you're not supposed to feel insecure around them or anything like that. So that's disgusting to me all on its own. And he probably is feeling a little bit jealous, since you are losing the weight and you are leading a healthier lifestyle and you're making life changes, and you know, you said it yourself that there's no way you can see this marriage working out, and you feel like you want a divorce. So I feel like there's your answer right there. If you feel like there's no way that this marriage can work, there's no way you can save it, I mean, maybe you can go try counseling. I don't know if that's something you guys are open to or even want to do. It sounds like you don't want to. It sounds like you're just done. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that. If you are done with a relationship and you are 100% sure you're done, it's not going anywhere, you can't see yourself with this person for the rest of your life, I don't feel like you should stay in a marriage that you are truly unhappy in. I don't want to say get a divorce, but if that's the case where you truly cannot see any other option, then maybe you should explore that option. If not, if there's still even like a glimmer of hope for you in a relationship, I would say try counseling. It sounds like he has a commitment issue if you're saying that he keeps telling you he wants to lose weight, but he's still eating unhealthily, and he has and he has a weed addiction, and he's drinking beer and verbally abusing you. It just sounds like it's not a healthy environment. So I don't know, only you can answer that question if you want to get a divorce or not, but it does sound like the relationship may be unhealthy. So there are ways to make your relationship better, like going to counseling and, you know, really having open, honest conversations with somebody and get them to listen to you. But if you're kind of like at the end of your rope and you're just done, then I think you're the only person who can make that decision. But I really hope that it gets better for you and you can come to a decision that you're happy with. I'm gonna do a couple more. I think like maybe 1 or 2. All right, the next one says, I've been struggling on how to deal with being friends with someone I love and want to be with. Backstory is, this person approached me over Facebook and we just hit it off right away. We had similar interests, we had fun, could talk for hours every day. He instantly became my best friend. The catch was he was married. I liked him, but of course knew it was a no cross zone. I had told him we can't. He needed to work on things with his wife. That we should only stay friends and of course not cross that line. But he pushed the situation, and long story short, he made it really seem like he wanted to be with me and leave her. So little by little I gave in. thinking, okay, he must really want to be with me. Into the non-relationship we formed, and after being intimate, I started having bad anxiety. I was scared of what might happen, him not wanting to be with me, etc. You name it, I feared it. A year in and my fears came true. He has a daughter and said he wouldn't leave and put her through it. I was crushed. I asked, why now? Why weren't you honest in the beginning? I understood, but why put me through all that to say never? Why say the things he said if you didn't mean? Why say you love me if you never intended to be mine? Which he apologized and felt bad for. So of course, now I love him and the thought of losing him is unbearable. Now I'm not only struggling with anxiety, but depression. We still talk regularly and hook up. I don't know how to let him go without fully losing him. How do you say goodbye when you don't really want to? I guess my question is, what should I do? And is there a way I can get over him and being depressed and still keep him as my best friend? Side note, I'm very introverted and meeting people and letting them in is hard. But when I do, I love hard and you're an important person in my life. Why is it so hard to not want to let him go? He was my only close friend. I was so open. I was so open and honest with him. He was my life for a year and still is. Sorry this is long, but thank you for your help. I don't know who to turn to. Love you guys and wish you all the best. Wow. I love you too. Do I think that you can cut off your feelings for him and stop being intimate, stop hooking up, and still be friends? I'm not sure. I think that it's possible, but I think that in order to do that, you would have to stop talking to them in general, because if you love somebody, those feelings don't go away overnight. You need time to kind of, get over him and stop having those feelings, and then maybe you guys can have a friendship. But I don't know. I don't really believe in having friendships with your ex, and I understand that they're your best friend, but that is so hard to do because there's always those feelings. You guys will always have a past. You guys will always have had those feelings for each other. So I think that the best way to go about this is cut it off cold turkey. And I know that sounds so hard, but he's married and he has blatantly said that he will not leave his family. So I think that you have to cut it off. I mean, I don't agree with having relationships with married men, and I know that like you didn't start off wanting it to be that way, and you straight up told him like you didn't want it to be that way, but it eventually led up to that. So I think that the best thing to do right now would be to cut it off. And I think with any breakup, even though you guys aren't dating or whatever, but you did have relations, so it's like technically a breakup. If you're cutting somebody off, it feels like a breakup. It almost feels like this person has died. And I think the way to get over that is to hang out with your friends a lot more, be around your family, just keep yourself busy, whether that's reading books, keep your mind busy, like just be busy. Because when you have that downtime, that's when your mind starts to wander and you can start feeling lonely and start missing that person. And it's just better to stay busy. But I would recommend cutting it off, which is easier said than done, but I think in the long run, it's better for you, it's better for him to just stop. Now, in a couple of years, you guys may be able to have a friendship, but I think that you just need to cut it off and let those feelings kind of die down before you can even think about having a friendship with that person. Again, I know it sounds harsh, but I think that that's really the only way, at least in my opinion, that's really the only way to be able to get over somebody and stop having feelings for them, is to just cut it off and go about your day. Whether that's blocking him on social media, blocking his number, you just got to do it and be strong and stay busy. But I hope that helps you. I hope that that situation gets a little bit better for you, whichever way you decide to go with it. All right, guys, I'm going to do one more. This one, let me see. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I don't think she wants to be anonymous. Hey, my name is Courtney and I've been watching your channel for a while. You might not have any advice on this, but just in case, I'll ask. So about 7 months ago, I ended, and then it says in parentheses, ran away, a relationship with a very physically and mentally abusive guy. I think now I have some PTSD type thing with dating because every time I meet a guy or something, I feel like I can't trust them. and I always stay like 5 feet from them and don't like to be touched. I also get anxiety attacks when I'm alone with a guy. I thought over time I would get over it, but I haven't. I don't trust therapists, so I don't know what to do, and now I'm talking to a great guy, but I'm scared I'm going to ruin it or end up not meeting with him, in parentheses, met him online. Okay, that's really difficult. I say that about every single question, but personally, I've never been in a physically abusive relationship before, but I'm so proud of you for getting out of that relationship. I know it's really hard to do, and I know so many women struggle with that. So kudos to you for leaving that relationship. And I think that having PTSD when you've gone through something as traumatizing as that is totally normal. And it's only been 7 months, so it's not that long, I don't think, for you to have gotten over it. I think that it's completely normal for you to still, you know, be afraid to be touched or feel uncomfortable being so close to a man. Since you're talking to somebody and you really like them, I think that you should let them know what you've gone through and let them know your past. I think there's nothing wrong with explaining to somebody what you've gone through and what you've been through, and or why you may have certain quirks that other women may not have. I think that it would help him understand you better and make you guys actually have a closer relationship, because you both would be on the same page. I don't think that you would ruin it. And as far as you being afraid to meet up with him, I really think that you should tell him about what you've gone through. I really think that he would be understanding, and if you like him, obviously he's a great guy and would most likely be very understanding and respect your boundaries as far as not wanting to be touched or taking your time and moving slow. And as far as you not trusting therapists and not knowing where to go from here, what to do, and how to get over this, I really just think time. Like, it's only been 7 months. It's not that long to get over something that traumatic. I really think time, and just maybe talking to your friends a lot and having your friends be your therapist and just letting them know like how you're feeling and why you're feeling that way, or even joining like a support group online, or maybe you can find one in your area of women who've gone through the same type of thing. And I think that would help you a lot. I think you'd be able to relate to that, and maybe that could help you get over it. But as far as like being afraid to be touched and ruining a relationship because of it, or being afraid to meet up with this person, I really think that you should talk to this person and just be open and honest and let them know that like you've gone through this and this is why you may not like to be touched, or you may not want to do this or that. And I think that they would totally understand that. And if they don't understand that, then they're not the right person for you. Yeah. I hope that made sense, but I hope it gets better. I want updates. If any of you guys have any updates for any of these questions that I've answered, send them my way. I would love to hear your updates and even read them here. But yeah, if you guys like these types of videos and you want me to keep making them, let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know. Because otherwise, I don't know if you guys like it or not. You know, it's hard to gauge sometimes, but I love you guys all so much. Anybody who's written into me and I haven't gotten to your question, I will eventually read them all and respond to them. Thank you so much for participating in this segment. I will leave the email down below in the description bar. If you want to send in your advice questions to possibly be answered, you'll be able to find that in the description bar. And yeah, I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I love you all so, so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.